friend, it's Miss Sharae here at the Northfield Library, and I'm so happy to see you. Today's book is You Matter, and it's one of my favorites. Do you want to know why? This book was illustrated and written by Christian Robinson. He's one of my favorite children's book illustrators. Do you know what an illustrator does? Good try. An illustrator is a person that draws the pictures in a story. An author is a person that writes the story. He did both. You want to check out this book with me? Great. But first we have to try our sign language. Today's sign is for the word friend. Take one finger and the other finger, and you're going to put them together like two friends. Hook them together like this. Good trying, you did it. Now let's read our story. You Matter by Christian Robinson. For anyone that isn't sure if they matter, you do. You matter. The small stuff, too small to see. This girl's looking through a microscope. Look at all the small things she sees. Those who swim with the tide and those who don't. Many people are different and do things differently. Some swim with the tide in a group, and some are individuals who may swim alone. The first to go and the last. You matter. In this picture, we see little lizards and a dragonfly. When everyone thinks you're a pest, like this mosquito. Ugh, I don't like mosquitoes, do you? Sometimes you can be a bother to someone. It happens. But you still matter. When something is just out of reach. Look at this T-Rex. He has teeny tiny arms. He can't reach. He's trying to scratch that bump on his tail. When everyone is too busy to help, you matter. Look, all the dinosaurs are too busy to help poor T-Rex scratch his bump. Poor T-Rex. If you fall down, even if you have to start over again. Do you know what that planet is? You're right, it's Earth. It's where we live. Even if you're really gassy, you matter. This planet, much like the sun and other planets, are really gassy. Sometimes some of us are really gassy, but it's okay because you still matter. Sometimes home is far away. Just like this astronaut in space. She's really far away from home. And she's holding a picture of her child or someone she knows. Her family members matter to her. Sometimes someone you love says goodbye, which is a really hard thing to do. But it happens. And it's hard because those people matter to us. But you see in this illustration, there are lots of different types of people and different things happening in these windows. Can you spot something? Good. I see a black cat, a bird in a cage, a white cat, a girl talking on the telephone, a telescope, maybe seeing into space, a plant, a lamp, and there's this little boy. He looks really sad. And guess what he's holding? Can you tell? That's right, a rocket. He's holding a rocket, and there's another clue in this window, the telescope. Where do you think he's looking in the telescope? You're right. On the other page, we saw maybe his mother looking out the window into space, holding a picture that looks just like him. They're thinking about each other. Look at this busy street scene. There are lots of busy people. And sometimes you feel lost and alone, especially on a busy street with lots of people. There are old and young people around all the time. You may be young and you may have an older grandparent at home. Look, there's someone walking a dog and someone in a wheelchair. And there are two elderly people sitting on a bench feeding some birds. The first to go and the last. You're right. In the last picture, we found a clue. And that clue was the two elderly people feeding the birds. And now we see the birds close up. And these birds are in a group together eating all the food. And this one is the last one. Sometimes we're last and sometimes we're first. But it's okay because you matter. The small stuff, too small to see. Do you see these small things? They're teeny tiny little ants crawling on the ground. Sometimes things are too small for us to see, but they still matter. You matter. And in this picture, we see a boy looking out of an airplane. Do you see all the things that he sees from up in the sky? I do too. There are houses, trees, and look, maybe it's even that city we saw in the last picture. Pretty cool. You matter. There are many different types of people, but we all matter. And even if you don't think you matter, you do. Someone loves you, and you love yourself. You matter. I hope you enjoyed this story. See you next time. Hello guys, we just finished our story, You Matter. And now you know what time it is. It's craft time. So grab your brown paper bags and some crayons and markers and you'll be all set. So inside your bag you'll find lots of really cool things. But the thing that you need for right now is your card. And your card looks something like this. Or maybe a little bit different. You'll find your card is long like this. You're going to have to fold it in half. Take it, find the black dotted lines, and fold it and pinch. And there you have it. You have your card. My card has a duck eating a snack, and it says, thinking of you. And right now, while we're all socially distancing, we may not be able to see our friends or grandparents or other family members in person. So sending a card or a little thank you letter might be something that you can do to give to them in person or to send through the mail. I'm going to color my duck's beak orange. I think I'm also going to color my duck brown. What are you going to color your card? So now I have a brown duck with an orange beard. And I think I'm going to give him some cool red boots. And he's going to be eating some purple grapes. Do you think he's giving the snack to a friend? And of course, my cheese is yellow. Do you like to eat cheese or grapes as a snack? I do. What's your favorite snack? Then I'm going to give him a plaid handkerchief. So I'm just going to make some blue lines going down and some red lines going across. But you can make yours any way you want to. I'm going to color my letters. And you can use crayons or markers or even watercolors. That might be cool. Just take your time. Nice coloring. And while you're coloring, you can think of who you want to give your card to. It could be a grandparent, an aunt or uncle, cousin, friend, a neighbor. Thinking of you. Nice. So now that we've colored our card, we're going to open it up. And there's two more friends inside this card. There's a bunny holding a teacup and a ladybug who seems to be flying on a lollipop. That's silly. I'm going to color my ladybug first. Of course, I'm using the color red. And I think I'll make my bunny brown like my duck. Maybe they're friends. And this rabbit is holding a teacup. Do you think him and the duck are having a tea party? Maybe. That would be fun. I think I'll make my butterfly purple and green. There he is. And I'm going to use my crayon to color in the bunny's nose. I want it to be nice and pink. Maybe in his teacup too. And I'll give him a yellow shirt. All dressed for tea. How nice. And now I'm going to put my ladybug eating a orange lollipop. Who doesn't like lollipops? Color his body black. So now we have our two friends in the inside of our card, and they're all colored. I'm going to write a letter to my friend. What do you think I should write? Dear friend. How are you? Can't wait to see you. Love, Sharae. And there's my card to my friend. I'm sending this to a friend because they matter to me. Now that I've finished my card, I'm going to put it inside this envelope that's also inside your brown paper bag. I'm just going to slide it in. Now for this part, you're going to need your glue stick or ask an adult to wet this part. So that way we're staying safe and not licking the envelope. But once I seal my envelope, now I can flip it over and I can write who I'm sending my card to. Now this part, you might need a grown-up. But if you can spell, you can just put to grandma or to pop-pop or to friend. And if you're going to put it in the mail, you might need a grown-up's help too. You're going to make sure that the stamp you find in your brown paper bag goes right at the top in this corner, just like me. This way, when the mailman comes and picks it up, he can send it to the person that you want it to get to. I'm going to finish filling out my envelope so it gets to my friend. I'm going to put my name, the address, the city that we're in, the state, which is New Jersey, and our zip code. That's where we are. And in this part, I need to write where it's going. I'm going to send it to my friend. Send it to their address. In this way, when I put it in the mailbox, the mailman knows where it's going. If you're too little or you don't know how to do this part, you can always ask a grown-up or give it to the person in person, as long as we're staying safe. You'll also find in your bag this cool activity book. And the great thing about this activity book is that the pictures were made by the illustrator, Christian Robinson. And I told you all that I love the illustrations. Look at this. There's the windows that were exactly like the windows in the story. So there's lots of things you can do in this activity book that are really cool. You can save this for after you do your craft, or for a rainy day, or if you need a break. I hope you enjoyed this craft, and I hope you're able to send your letter to a friend. Remember, you matter.